We asked Redditors on the sub, what is the most challenging part of being a digital reader? And hands down, it was the endless 500 million gajillion billion TBR lists that we end up creating with zero organization, zero methods to find back what you saved, and zero inspiration because, come on, it's a hot mess. Well, you're in luck because today we're going to be talking about the #1 improvement this year that BookFusion has added to solve this problem. It's not something that you're going to have to build discipline for. It's not another month challenge to clean up your act. It is an automated system to help you set it and forget it and keep it clean and clear, rain or shine. You guessed it, smart shelves. So we noticed there's a bit of confusion online between smart queries and smart shelves. So if you want to know more about smart queries, you can check out the last video that we made all about them and then come back here so we can continue on our journey. So what even are smart shelves? A smart shelf is an auto-updating bookshelf that organizes your library for you. You set the rules once, and BookFusion keeps the shelf updated as you add or edit books. Whereas a smart query is the search rule or set of parameters that you set, and you can do that query temporarily just to find something in your library or to slim down a specific filter. But it's not something that is set and that will keep filtering ongoing. You have to use that query to create a smart shelf in order for the automation process to happen. So the query is the set of parameters and the smart shelf is the actual shelf that self-organizes for you based on that query. And now it's time for the rapid fire answering your questions. We really do love having such an interactive community and we want to start connecting with you guys more. So if you have any ideas on how you would like to interact online outside of just talking about features, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear ideas. So #1, can I access smart shelves from anywhere? Yes, you can. You can access them on iOS, Android, desktop, wherever, but you can only create them on the desktop version. #2, can I make a smart shelf from iOS? No, the desktop version. #3, can I create a shelf for everything that I haven't organized yet? So like a everything else filter? Yes, you can. So it depends a little bit on what your usual system is for sorting. But an example is if you use tags to organize your books, say between fantasy or maybe formats, even if you're using tags, then you could create a query, which is tags:empty that only shows you files that have not yet been tagged, and then create a shelf with that query. Then you would have a shelf that always weeds out the stuff that you haven't been able to file away yet. And #4, can I create a shelf specifically for my kids? So again, this sort of depends on what you mean, but if you want to create a shelf that specifically sorts books of a certain type, say there's a certain series that your kids always read, you could use a title marker or even a publisher to filter those books. And then you could add another filter on like an age tag that you've made or maybe the format of books and create a complex query with a few different elements and create a child shelf based on that, assuming that you mean your child is sharing your BookFusion account with you and you're just going to guide them to that shelf. It is also possible to share a shelf with a family member that is on the same family sharing plan. And if you're interested in that process, I will save that for another video on family sharing when we're a bit more further along with that development. Okay, now on to the fun part, where we create a shelf together. Like we mentioned, you can only create shelves on the desktop, so you have to navigate on your computer to bookfusion.com and log in, and then you will find yourself on your bookshelf just like this. Then we navigate to the plus button and select Create Smart Shelf. Here we get prompted to fill in the name and also choose the specifics of the smart shelf, which looks just like a smart query. So let's make a shelf for all of my books that haven't been sorted yet, since that was one of the examples. Say to be sorted. And then you can type the query directly here if you understand syntax. But if you don't, which will be most of us, including me, then we can choose what we want down here and it will auto-populate here. So for now, we're not going to group. This is an extra layer of grouping within the shelf. So for now, we won't do that. Let's say any book that doesn't have a shelf, so isn't on a shelf yet, and also doesn't have tags yet. So then here you see that the query auto-populated, not shelves and not tags. You can click on this, by the way, if you wanted to see a bit more about smart queries. Actually, there's a whole other video and a whole other page on the specifics to queries. So if you want to learn more about that so you could do this faster, you can find all of that in the description. And that's it. So now I have this to be sorted shelf, and right now these are all of the books that are not on a shelf and do not have a tag. But since this demo shelf really has zero organization, it just shows you this. This is pretty much everything. Hopefully you don't have this much to sort, though I don't trust that you don't. And then of course you can find that smart shelf here. You can also see like this little icon shows you that it's a smart shelf. We have a lot of other little smart shelf tests like added today. We have one that does biology books. Let's see how we did that. So tags contains biology. We have PEP content here. So we have title contains PEP, right? So maybe the books will always have that, you know, as a feature. For textbooks, that's usually the case. And now we have the to be sorted, which is, as you know, nothing in shelves and nothing in tags. That's it. Okay, that's it for today's introduction to smart shelves. We're really excited to see all the different use cases that come up. If you have found a smart way to use your smart shelves, please do show us somewhere on the interwebs. I would love to see it. I'm sure the community would be interested in your brilliance as well. See you in the next one. Bye.